Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So what I have here today is the all-new Honda Brio. Ay, mali! With more and more electric vehicles coming to the Philippines, it's about time that JMC have their models here too in the country. This is the all-new JMEV EV2. So is it JMEV EV2 or just JMEV? Just kidding aside, yes, you heard me right. JMC now produce electric cars. So you already know JMC Motor, who are known for making pickup trucks, which I'll have more on the channel coming soon. So with this JMEV, this is their electric car division. So this is actually a joint venture with Renault, with the latter being the majority stakeholder. To think about it now, giving this a second glance, it does have a lot of Renault cues. Like every EV car in this segment, you have a ground clearance of 110mm, halogen lights all around, and the only thing LED in this vehicle is the repeaters on the side mirrors. And as you can see on the side profile, this is like a more of a traditional hatchback rather than the toy EV cars that I've tried out recently on the channel. And take note, I will compare those vehicles a lot because this has a lot of similarities too with those vehicles. Now, pairing this all new JMEV EV2. It's a little bit redundant, but kidding aside, so what we have here is a 15.9 kilowatt hour battery that produces 35 horsepower and 84 newton meters of torque. You have a top speed of 105 kilometers per hour, which is given in this segment, and you have a total range of 201 kilometers, which may not sound much, but again, in this price point and this category, this has one of the better ranges. But there is one thing to take note to. So, of course, like with most Chinese vehicles, you have a GBT charging port. But the maximum charging rate of this is only 2 kilowatts. So, for example, I was able to charge this at my usual spot at Arcovia, where I play at Monza Barcade all the time. Started off with 15%. And it took me almost 6 hours to charge it all the way up to 78%. And an example, before this shoot, I did 67% and fully charged it all the way up to 100. But again, it took me 5 hours. However, I only saw that as a downside because in where I live, I cannot charge whatsoever. But if you were to charge this every day and you have as well allowed in your condo or in your parking slot, this will be okay for everyone. The JMEV EV2 as well runs on 165/65 and 14 series tires, very similar to my former daily car. And here at the rear, since at front I did say this looks like a Honda Brio, now when you look here at the rear, it kind of resembles that of a Kia Picanto for my eyes only, mind you. And how to open the rear door itself, you have to do it like a sedan. So you have to pull this in the driver's seat and you can fully open this. And take note, this entire portion is all glass. So once revealed, you have here 105 liters, literally enough for 3 water jugs, 2 squares, and 1 circle, and just enough for my racing equipment. And that's pretty much it. But of course, if you want to extend, this has a full folding seat, which extends to more or less around 350 liters. You have a tow hitch over here, and underneath there's extra storages, which actually this is where it's supposed to stay in the first place. And you have your EWD, and that's pretty much it here at the rear. So unlike with the rest of the EVs in this category, this is a lot more practical than usual. And I like the sound too of the glass door once you close it. Now, upon getting in the interior of this JMEV EV2, it's kind of rudimentary. It's as basic as you can get. But there is something to take note to. For once, we are the lucky market because in other countries, this JMEV EV2 only gets, well, actually nothing. It's all manual buttons and everything. But for once here for our market, we get a 9-inch infotainment system. It's again very basic. You have at least auto link mirroring up for your phone. So the system works flawlessly and all that. And two, at this price point, you have a reverse camera. How about that? And the lines don't do anything, but hey, at least there still is. And here in the door card, yeah, everything is all plastic. And I like the blue accents all around the interior as well. Just a nitpick of mine, I wish it color matches the exterior color. But I know in the brochure, these color accents have a exterior color as well. So let's, for once, I forgot being old school. So this is your key and that's how you start it. And as well, you have a color instrument cluster which displays your range, your percentage of the battery, your odometer, and your trip computer. That's pretty much it. Pretty basic, and how much kilowatts you're consuming to once you're at idle, and how much power you're using. Again, it's very simple. It's so easy to understand. And thanks to my buddy of mine, Indian 1011, so I found this felt lining above the dash itself. So it's actually perfect for your phones and can act as a dash cam as well. That's a very nice touch by JMEV. Thank you very much. And another nice detail about this EV2, yes, you have conventional air conditioning vents on either side. And you actually have another one above here, the infotainment system. But I see that as a good thing because it blows air upwards. So it cools the cabin very, very quickly. And like today, it's very hot. This was sitting under the sun outside my house. And it literally took less than 5 minutes for this to cool down. And that's what I praise to with this EV2. This has a very, very strong aircon. Mwah. And back here, pretty conventional steering wheel, no buttons. Again, you get the gloss black and color sky blue accents and your JMEV badge as well. And for the Chinese market, it's only the E. I think that's the Signify, that's the Renault variant. And what else here? Everything's all plastic, but everything is forgivable because it's a very cheap EV. And further down below, you get manual buttons and knobs for your climate control. And way further down, you get a 12-volt socket, hazard button, and you get cubby spaces here along two with one type A USB port. And here, everything is gloss black for your rotary gear shifter. So you get your usual driving modes, reverse, neutral, drive, and eco. So I was in eco majority of the time. So from drive and eco mode, the range actually increases. So this has more range than the actual claim of 201 if you just do not put it to eco mode. And like that of lend out EV in this segment that I borrowed earlier this year, if you just leave it in eco mode, your top speed is just limited to 62 kilometers per hour just to save consumption for the battery, which is a nice touch. And glove box, yeah, pretty small but enough for papers and all that. Here in the middle, manual handbrake and a cup holder for the rear occupants. And above here, halogen lights, sun visor, not even a vanity mirror. For the passenger side, don't extend. It's okay because it has a ticket clip holder at least. And containing the theme of accents, same here too with the seats. It's all cloth and you have the sky blue accent that stretches all the way to your bum and pretty soft and comfortable to sit, and I am a big fan of the seats. And one more detail I noticed in the exterior before getting in here in the interior, you have a bubble roof. So I think that's to improve the aerodynamics and to lessen the drag and all that. So I'm not a technical kind of person, but I know that does the job. Did I miss anything?
Yung steering na ano mo, yung maganda sa
Oh, right.
yung ano.
Thank you, Adrian. So another nice touch, like a Euro brand, this part, the cluster, actually goes along with it. It's not a telescopic function, but hey, at least there's a tilt. And here at the rear, biggest talking point for all small EVs in this segment are these kind of cars very spacious. Well, for this EV2, it's pretty alright. Yes, I can stretch my head all the way forward, but the knee and feet room is pretty good. Headroom, just enough for me. I am 5'4", so I think 5'8" will still be safe here at the rear. And here the door card, pretty much the same like the ones in front. It's all plastic, and you get again the sky blue door handles, and that's the only toys here at the rear. And of course too, you get that one cup holder. So if you have another passenger here and you want to fight over your favorite Starbucks drink, yeah, this is the perfect car for you. And the seats here is pretty much the same like the ones in front. You get again the sky blue accent that stretches all the way here to your bum. And now in an event you need to carry an extra passenger, oh yeah, that's doable. So you can fit almost 5 of me. I would not recommend, but maximum at least 4 of my size here at the rear. You have a transmission tunnel, but it's very narrow. You can just simply put your feet up. And yeah, pretty okay here. And probably one of the better ones in the segment too. One thing I really like about this JMEV EV2, for once, it's not the straight line performance, but on how this handles. Since this being a very small car, it's very, very agile. Even though you lack some feedback with the steering wheel, hence this being a very, very light car, it's fun to throw around. And VH is par, same with every other EV in this category, like going a bit faster here at speeds around 40 kph. You can hear a bit of tire noise and big bump test. Yeah, you can hear a bit of suspension thuds, but again, it's not so bad. Despite the par in VH, there's another thing that I like with this EV2. I'm not sure if you can hear it on camera. It does these funny sounds once you're accelerating and decelerating. At the low speeds, this by the way only activates around 20 kilometers per hour. Going back to the lightness of this vehicle, this car is so light that to the point you can feel a lot of sway once you're driving this on the highway. Like example, big trucks passing by. There's a lot of crosswinds that you can feel going in with this EV2. And same here at the standstill, like you're beside a big building and it's a example like a typhoon season or having a strong winds for today. Yeah, you can feel the body swaying from left to right. And speaking of sway, goes to show if you're planning to throw this car around, like example, if you want to autocross this, for example, the suspension of this is surprisingly really soft and comfortable. And the suspension of it is so good. Like the dampening is really soft. It's literally perfect for nice small city drives here around in the city. Going back to that point, I tried out so many toy car EVs already in this segment. This is a much better fit for this because you have a much longer wheelbase, and this being based on a fully fledged hatchback, this is much better than I expected. And another hilarious thing about this EV2, so as I showed you earlier with the one pedal driving, I'm not stepping on the brakes, but once you press the button, it does slow down. So you kind of can use the brakes using this, but I would not advise that whatsoever. At 668,000 pesos, I think this is actually a steal because unlike with some of the aforementioned toy car EVs, this is, again, a much more practical vehicle, and as well, you get more features than expected. Like example, the screen mirror link, a touchscreen infotainment system, which we get here in the Philippines, thank goodness. And yeah, you get good enough range to, I think, the 200-kilometer claimed range is almost feasible once you're driving like a grandma. Only, but the rest, just driving around in the city, it's a very good car. Of course, once you get past to the charging issues with this car, but as long as you have one at your house, which I do not have, by the way, this is a very good small EV. Again, that concludes my review of this all-new EV2, and hopefully we can try out the other EVs that JMC have here in the Philippines. And first and only time on the channel with this EV2, that's one more time. Performance, I would say, is decent to say the least. And of course, if you're planning to join the EV classes of all the autocross, I highly recommend this vehicle. Again, I'd like to thank JMC Philippines, and as always to Adrian1011 for always helping me out here with my land out reviews. So hope you guys like and subscribe. And as well, I'd like to thank everyone for 15,000 subscribers. So again, we will have more vehicles coming soon to the channel that are both EV. Well, actually, name all of the categories of vehicle. I will have them all on the channel soon. So hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with more JMC reviews coming right up. Bye-bye.